Alright, Lions, so currently right now we are celebrating a pretty big campaign. Of course, the anime is returning in less than 5 days' time. We have a bunch of stuff going on, some really good summon tickets that are worth going for. And obviously, as expected, every 3 or so months, we do have a special move source that you can acquire for reaching 5 million points in this current point event. As of right now, we are currently in the Ultra Quest to get our 500,000 extra points. I'm using Byakuya just to go through this quest easier since he does have Poise Break. But this is a quest, obviously, you should be farming. Point events are always worth farming anyway. But definitely more so worth going all the way to 5 million points just to get that super rare item that is a Technique special move source. The last time we got a Technique one in particular, I believe was like 2 or so years ago. And Technique, as of the last few months, has received a lot of great characters. So there's a lot of good characters to use on it, which we are going to talk about in this video. With that, we've gotten our 500,000 points. And in all honesty, I probably didn't need it because I'm already at 19 million points. Which, to be fair, isn't a lot. But, I've been farming point event more often than not right now because we did have a current event where you can get a special 5-star summon ticket, which does include 1,000 your brother characters if you do a 1,000 runs with any story, right? Just for appearance, though, as you can see here, 5 million points gets you that Technique special move source, so make sure you go ahead and do that within the next 19 or so days. It's a super rare item. We only get one special move source every 3 or so months, and the next time a Technique one does return, it might be a very long time away. Even if you have 0 bonus characters, there's no reason why you can't get the 5 million points. Even if you have no bonus characters and start on the last day, it is worth spending orbs to get to the 5 million points, only on the last day, because this duplicate right here can save you thousands of orbs for your potential favorite character. So make sure, as always, when a Technique move source is available, to go ahead and grab it. And with that in mind, let's talk about some of the characters that are worth using this move source on. Like I have mentioned, in the last couple of so months, we've gotten a lot of really good Technique characters. Our last 4 Technique characters have all been top tier units. And with that in mind, before we even do talk about who to use the move source on, here's my recommendation on when to use the move source. So the 2 big jumps in power is your first duplicate and your final duplicate. And the reason for that is because of how the transcendent slots do work. Your second slot is always going to be the focus slot. Your first slot will be either attack or SP, depending on the character you are using. So in the case with Tenjo right here, if I was to use a move source on him, I would then put focus in that particular slot, give him 1,000 extra focus. And in case you are really new to the game, your focus stat is the chance to hit a critical. Once you are above 1,000, you are guaranteed to hit criticals. And the more focus you do get, the more damage your focus does do. So of course, in Tenjiro's case, his attack stat is the most important stat, but for any other character, SP characters for example, the focus stat is the next best thing, after their main stat, SP or attack. So the first big buff a character will see when you use a duplicate or a special move source is that first dupe, because it will unlock their focus slot. Their next big boost is going to be when you get that final one, because in that case, once you do get a character to special move level 5, you will unlock their 6th transcendent slot, and that will give you the opportunity to potentially roll 500 extra SP or attack, again depending on the character you are using. So for me personally, the only times I would recommend using a special move source is to get the character special move level 2, therefore to unlock their focus slot, or to use it on a character that you currently have special move level 4, to then unlock their final slot and also 6th slot, in which case you can then max transcend them. The in-between parts really aren't worth talking about. Using Il-4 as an example, don't use your move source on him. I don't need to tell you that. But his defense slot or stamina or attack, they don't really contribute much. Having more stamina really doesn't help you all that much in the grand scheme of things. Attack on an SP character can help with that damage, but again, it's not really worth talking about all too much. So me personally, the only time I would use a move source is to get a character special level 2 or special level 5. And in my case, to be fair, because I am very picky with my special move sources, it would really only be to get a character special move level 5. Unless I really like the character and then my go-to for everything, that's only when I will use it to get them special level 2. And to be fair, I don't think I've ever done that, but maybe a future character will change my mind on that. Going back though on who to best use the move source on, as always, do it on your favorite characters. But in terms of a meta standpoint, by far the best value you can get out of a special move source is by using it on Gremmy. Now it really depends on the type of player that you actually are. You might not want to use it on a premium character. Gremmy, after all, is a premium. He is available in summon tickets, and he also will be back next year during the 10th anniversary. So while you are pulling for the 10th anniversary characters, you're likely to pick up dupes of Gremmy along the way. However, Gremmy right now is literally the best character in the entire game. So despite him being premium, he's such a fun character. He's such a great character. even with that premium status, I think he's worth using a move source on. If I had him special level 4, I would have gone ahead and used that move source on him right now, but I was fortunate enough to get him max transcended without needing to use move sources. But he's one of those few characters I definitely would have used it on to get him special move level 5 if I only had him special move level 4. Yes, I can get him from summon tickets, but I don't care. I don't want to wait. I want to get him max transcended as soon as possible. Again, it really comes down to you if you want to use it on premium characters. If you don't plan on summoning on a upcoming Brave Fest banner, which he will be getting maybe sometime December or January, if you don't plan to go deep or summon on the upcoming post election, which will be happening in December, those are the two banners he will be returning in. And if you don't plan on using a lot of summon tickets anytime soon, the chance of you getting a Gremmy duplicate is going to be very low, and therefore using a move source on him, again, wouldn't be the worst idea. In terms of recent limited characters, Shinji and also Bambietta are going to be solid choices here. In all honesty, I would likely say Bambietta is going to be the better option. I think she's a general more good unit, more so thanks to her killer effect here. But the thing with Shinji is that because he is a mid-month unit, a mid-month 1000-year Blood War unit, we have seen that these characters are going to return as fillers a lot more sooner when compared to end-of-month units. The first time we see Bambietta as a filler character is likely to be in next year's swimsuit banner. Whereas Shinji, there's a chance he starts to appear as a filler starting sometime early 2025. Shinji is a great unit though, really good for Guild Quest content, and if you care about Guild Quest scores, of course getting him duplicated would actually be really good, likewise with Bambietta, but I feel like Bambietta is again a better unit, and technically going to be more rare as the months do go by, because Shinji will likely appear as a filler more sooner than Bambietta. But these two characters right now are probably the better and more recent limited units, and by default, they would be more useful using your move source on. Especially again if you are big fans of these characters and you do enjoy their gameplay. I wouldn't really recommend using it on Tenjiro. He's actually a really good unit, by the way. One of the best supports in Guild Quest content as of right now for any story pump, and I'm using him a lot. But to be fair, him, especially when paired with Byakuya, is already unstoppable as is. They already do so much damage that the focus slot, while being nice and all, wouldn't make that much of a difference in your overall clear time. And this is a character that you do use in Guild Quest when he doesn't have killer, and I guess the focus damage would be nice, but he's mainly just there for the skills. The damage he does isn't really that noticeable when he doesn't have killer, of course, and when he does have killer, he's already doing so much damage as is. The focus would be nice, but I wouldn't use a move source on him. And in all honesty, those are my top 4 picks. It's really just the 3 new 1000-year Blood War units that are the best characters to use your move source on. Older characters like granted, Rangiku ain't even old. She came out early this year. Rangiku's not bad. I wouldn't do it unless you're a big fan of her. Again, if you have a special level 4. Ichiban you can kind of go without. He is about to start appearing as a filler, starting hopefully next month. Again, Byakuya is a character that I actually don't own, but he is also now appearing as a filler, hopefully sometime soon in a good banner. Same goes for Bambietta, right? And then everyone else probably isn't good enough old characters that you might regularly pull. Although I guess it is worth mentioning because I was asked on stream if it was worth using it on someone like, for example, Safui Retsu. Now, in regards to Spirits are Forever With You characters, their banners aren't worth summoning on. You're better off at this point saving your orbs for 1000-year battle banners. They're better, and obviously, we're getting new ones. Novel characters, we aren't getting any more, at least for the time being. So with that, their banners are going to get worse as the months go by, and very rarely are you going to be summoning on novel banners. So if you are in a situation where you have a novel character, like for example Retsu, maybe Safui Gin, maybe even Roka, and you're a big fan of that character, let's say, for example, you have them special level 4. On a meta standpoint, maybe it's not the best character to use it on, but these characters are going to, again, be somewhat rare if you're never pulling on novel banners. Characters like Bambietta, Gremmy, and even Tenjo, for example, are the better characters to use your sources on. They're newer, they're relevant, and technically at the time being, they're rarer, but there is going to come a time where they're fillers. It might be a year from now, but you know 1000-year battle banners aren't stopping anytime soon, so you're very likely to pull them sometime in the future, whereas opposed to this character, Safui Gin, Roka, just Safui novel characters in general, even calm for your old characters, I guess. I mean, when are you going to next get a chance to summon for Retsu? Again, she might not be the best character in the game anymore. She's still a great overall unit, actually my most played unit in the entire game, by the way. So maybe wanting to use a move source on her, for example, to complete your collection wouldn't be the worst idea. But that's solely for a collection purpose and for you being a fan of the character. You're not really doing it for a meta standpoint, for making your guild quest scores better or for clearing faster in harder content. It's more so just to see one of your favorite characters that you really wouldn't pull much for anymore have those, you know, purple numbers. And I get it. I have this character max transcended myself. She, of course, isn't resurrecting anytime soon, so you can't take it into the special move trial quest. So for a collector, rarity standpoint, some characters like this honestly aren't bad to use a move source on for the collector idea. And I'd say, yeah, that's pretty much it in regards to the new move source. Again, just a reminder if you weren't already aware, we have a point to it, 5 million points, a special move source is up for grabs. I would recommend grabbing it right now because there's a lot of great technique character to use. Currently I have access to 2 technique special move sources, and I'm really not sure what character I'm going to use on. For me, my current plan is to save it for a new broken technique character that I hopefully pull 3 copies of. Because as of right now, for me, that's the only time I ever really use special move sources. It's really only for new characters that just released that are limited that I pull enough copies for to get them 5-5. Let's say, for example, Bankai Shinsui. I mean, that character's not releasing for like another year, plus maybe. Decent chance he's maybe the 10th anniversary character, but let's say he's a technique character and I pull him 3 times. Well, I might want to use those 2 technique sources on him just to get him 5-5 on launch, which sometimes does feel really cool when you get the new shiny toy at Max Transcendence. So yeah, right now for me, I'm going to currently save my technique move source for a new broken technique character. I also do have Grammy 5-5, so otherwise I would be using it on him. But let me know in the comments below, are you using your move source? Are you saving it? Have you already acquired your special move source? If you haven't, you've got over 2 weeks to do it. No rush, but make sure you do get it. Hope you enjoyed the video though. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.